Welcome to our March 2016 Park City Market Talk webinar. I'm Ron Wilstein, a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties Worldwide here in Park City, Utah.
And I'm Doug Olmstead, the seller's property consultant here on the Wilstein team. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We've got a lot to cover with you, excellent topics, but before we do, how was the skiing?
Most importantly, the skiing was fantastic. Went up this week, and a nice surprise storm, and there was 13 inches up at the top of Jupiter, and it was a fantastic powder day. It was a lot of fun.
How about that? Over a foot of powder mid-March. Well, if you're not up here skiing, you should get up here right away and take advantage of it. We are having warmer weather, but skiing is great. All right, our topics. We're going to talk about Forbes. They recently, in their travel guide, ranked Park City #1 destination in the world for 2016. We'll give you some more details on that.
And to dive right into our Park City real estate market update and show you what's been selling and for what prices.
And then we want to talk about timing. Mid-March is an important time for the Park City ski season in terms of real estate sales, whether you're a buyer or a seller. So we're going to discuss that a bit. But with that in mind, let's just hop right into Forbes.
Forbes Travel Guide, everyone reads Forbes magazine, ranked Park City #1 for destinations in 2016, and this is worldwide. Take a look at this list. I mean, that puts Park City ahead of Rome and Paris and Rio de Janeiro.
Wow.
Some pretty fantastic locations, but so they finally found out what we've known all along, that Park City rocks.
So if I want to go on a fancy vacation, I just have to walk outside.
There you go.
I like that.
Here's the website you can go to. Type that in and read the article. It's a great read.
Well, let's give you some details on the Park City real estate market. We do this, of course, every single month, and we want to start with a quick summary. 1,372 sales in Park City over the past 12 months. This consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land combined. This is all real estate brokerages combined, and that is down slightly, less than 1%, or 13 sales compared to the 12-month period the year before.
So broken down, homes, condos, and lots. If we look at the homes, down 3% from 517 homes to 500. Condos up 3%, however, from 658 sales to 676. And lots down 7% from 210 sales to 196. Of course, very limited availability of lots in Park City.
Now, this graph here breaks down the sales of single-family homes, and we're looking at, with the red bars, March 2015 through February 2016. The silver is at those same months, but 12 months before that. And we've broken it down geographically to the Park City area within the city limits in the Snyderville Basin, basically Park City in the county area. And you can see that the number of sales of homes in the city limits is down about 11%, or 20 sales from 181 the previous year to 161 this last 12-month period. In the Snyderville Basin, up slightly, 1%, from 336 sales to 339.
If we look at condominium sales in Park City limits, down 17% from 380 sales to 315. And out in Snyderville Basin, up 3%, that's huge.
Wow.
From 278 to 361 sales.
Yeah, clearly condos in the Snyderville Basin have become very popular, and the statistics are showing that. Now, this graph here looks at lot sales, and as we look in the Park City limits, there were only 33, but the year before there were only 41. That's mathematically a 20% decline, but we're just dealing with so few lot sales over a 12-month period. Snyderville Basin, many more lot sales, down by about 6 sales or 4%. Again, supply is impacting that more than interest in the marketplace. We like to report on the average time on the market and see where that's going, because, as you know, the shorter it takes to sell a property, the more in demand it is. We're seeing year over year the speed to sell a property dropping from 121 days, which is actually pretty quick, to 103. So this is positive, shows strength of the marketplace. You go out there to make a deal, you want to do it pretty quickly because there's competition out there. Now let's talk about prices. Doug, what's happening with home prices?
Well, with the good demand and reduced inventory, you can imagine the prices are going up. In fact, look at those double-digit growths. In Park City limits, median home sold prices are up 13% from 1,327,500 to 1,500,000. And in Snyderville Basin, up 15%, huge growth from 775,000 all the way up to 892,500.
Well, look at that. It's almost about to break the 900,000 mark.
Well, that's
wow.
insane. Yeah.
Condominiums tells a slightly different story, but up in both categories. Within the Park City limits, it's up 9%, so just slightly below that 10% double-digit figure, climbing from 537,500 to medium sold price 585,500. Snyderville Basin up 12%, climbing from 362,500 to breaking that 400,000 mark at 405,000.
And lots in Park City limits up 21% from 550,000 up to 665,000. And in Snyderville Basin, 32%. That's enormous.
Wow.
From 295,000 all the way up to $390,000.
What you're seeing there, by the way, is as there are less and less homes to sell, buyers will shift their attention to buying single-family lots, and so that's feeding that market. And while we don't have a huge amount of sales there, that's why you're seeing this increase. Do keep in mind, too, especially in the Park City limits, with only 33 sales this past year, we're not looking at big sampling, so I don't want you to think that that's a slam dunk. You're seeing 21% appreciation. On the other hand, the Snyderville Basin 32%, and there were more sales. So the lot market is definitely strengthening up here. Well, let's shift our attention to timing. We mentioned this in our introduction that mid-March is an important time. Why is it important for buyers and sellers? Well, it's the final weeks of the ski season, and that is very important for Park City real estate sales. There's only a few weeks left in the ski season where prospective buyers are here, actually on the slopes, and if you're a seller selling a seasonal property, that's an important time. Now, what I mean by seasonal is I'm referring to condominiums perhaps that will rent during the ski season. They're particularly attractive to people who want to have them either as a rental investment or use them coming up for a vacation, or maybe a second home that's particularly well suited for vacation. This is the time for sellers to become more aggressive in selling their properties.
And why is March important for buyers? Well, this is typically when buyers can negotiate better deals with sellers due to the time of year. Buyers should really act now to purchase the properties they want in order to get the best possible deals.
Now, if your property is on the market, you're a seller, and it has not yet sold, and we're now here in mid-March, you'll want to determine what you need to do during the remaining weeks of the ski season to get your property sold. I'm going to suggest 4 things for you to do. Number 1, analyze what has occurred in the market during this 2015-2016 ski season. What you want to do in this analysis is identify which properties have sold that are most comparable to yours. Consider then what we call the rate of sales of these similar priced properties on the market. For instance, if we look at similar properties to yours in a similar price range, and we're seeing on average about 1 sale every 30 days, then that tells us the rate of sales. If there's 3 properties on the market, then it may take 90 days or 3 months in order to sell them. So you can get an idea of how long it should take, all things being equal, for a property to sell. The second point is look at the current inventory of comparable properties for sale. So these are active listings. And then calculate what we call the absorption rate. So if there were 6 sales and they're selling at 1 sale per month, then we have basically a 6-month inventory. Now, where this comes into play is how quickly do you want to sell your property? Do you want to have it sold before the end of the ski season where we have 4 to 6 weeks left? Or doesn't matter, you can take 6 months. That's where this is important. So ask yourself, if there are 6 comparable properties on the market, just as an example, do you want to take up to 6 months to sell your property? Third suggestion is to ask yourself, do you need to adjust your list price in order for it to sell? Look again at the details as to what has and has not sold to determine if a price change is in order to help sell your property. And then finally, if you decide that a price change is in order, you've got to determine how will you get the word out to buyers and agents working with prospective buyers for your place. If nobody hears about a price change, it isn't going to help you sell it. Now, this is what you do right away if that's your situation. We're mid-March, we don't have much time, so you want to hop on that right away if you want to get your property sold. If, on the other hand, it's not important if it sells now, then it really doesn't matter what we're talking about here. You can wait till the future because you can sell it later. But evaluate what your objectives are and then make the appropriate decision accordingly.
However, if you're looking to buy a property and you don't mind some out-of-pocket carrying costs, or you want to own the place right now so you can have it remodeled or upgraded and ready for next year's ski season, then you'll want to buy a place now and take advantage of getting a potentially better deal now. Historically, sellers do tend to come off their list prices now more than earlier in the season, with the end of season right around the corner.
That's right. So that's what we mean by timing, and timing being very important. Now you can see this is in essence two sides of the same coin. One side from the buyer's perspective that we're sharing, and the other side from the seller's perspective. They work together. What matters is if you're a buyer or a seller.
So if you see a property that you like and a little bit of remodeling, it can become what you want. Now is the right time to buy it.
Finally, home selling season is just around the corner. This is what we face at the end of the ski season. As we move into the spring and summer months, our focus shifts to the primary home selling season. If that's particularly important to you, then what you may want to do is find out what your property is worth in today's market. We provide a free property value assessment to answer that question. No cost, no obligation, just good information. And you don't have to be thinking that you need to sell. If you just want that information, let us know. Contact us for a free property value assessment. You can call us, numbers right below, email us, or go to our homepage at view.parkcityrealestate.com. Let me just pop that up for you. The homepage, of course, is the first page you come to when you put in the domain name. Here we are on the homepage, and all you have to do is scroll down a little bit, and you'll come to this section here that is entitled Learn What Your Property is Worth in Today's Market. Fill in the blanks. It would take you less than a minute. That will come to us, and either Doug or I will call you, get some more details, arrange to see your property, and tell you what your property is worth. And then it's up to you to decide what to do next. As always, if you have any questions, call either myself or Doug.
That's Ron at thewilsteinteam.com, or of course Doug at thewilsteinteam.com. If you want to call from us, just include your phone number and a preferred time for us to contact you, and we'll be happy to get back to you.
So we want to say thank you for joining us, participating in this webinar, and here's our team.